Tashfeen Malik, one of the killers in the San Bernardino terror attack, wrote about supporting violent jihad and praised 9/11 online for all the world to see if they were looking. But the feds weren't looking. They weren't allowed, and it was no mistake. New reports show that there's a secret U.S. policy that blocks agents from looking at social media posts of visa applicants. The reason, according to a former counterterror official, fear of bad PR and civil liberties backlash. How did that work out for the 14 who were killed and 21 who were wounded? Joining us right now to discuss it is retired Naval Intelligence Officer Frank Wuco. Frank, this is outrageous. What's your reaction?
I share your outrage, Brian. This is just ridiculous. I mean, we are essentially, through this policy, affording non-U.S. persons in a pre-immigration status the same constitutional rights as an American citizen or a legal resident. And then there's the whole emotional factor here where we're actually doing it to spare people's feelings and bad PR blowback. It's unbelievable.
Bad PR from an applicant getting in or not getting into our country. We're worried about that. Unbelievable. Evidently, in 2014, Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson refused to reverse this program. Yesterday, Admiral Kirby said this should be a lessons learned thing. Will they change it now, Frank?
Yeah, I really don't know, Brian. This bureaucratic ball is so far afield. It's hard to tell what goes on with the thousands of cases of, in various immigration statuses around the world. The thing is that we are trying to afford these folks the courtesies and kindnesses and, the good feelings of goodwill that we expect to be reciprocated. And as we saw in San Bernardino, these people have no intention whatsoever of reciprocating our goodwill.
This is unbelievable that in Urdu, she wrote in 2012 and again in 2014, her hatred to us, the praising of 9/11, as well as her adherence to ISIS and Al-Qaeda. But yet we're not looking at that. But here in America, we're concerned about metadata collection, which the president defended for quite some time before acquiescing. It doesn't seem as though the American people, if aware, will allow this to stand.
No, Brian, it's just obscene. Again, this is all done with the air that we're going to show these people how kind, how courteous, how loving, how respectful we are of their mores and customs and privacy. The folks who have committed themselves to the path of jihad with ISIS or Al-Qaeda have no intention of returning our kindness whatsoever, and that has been paid for in blood, I'm afraid.
So with 2 in-person interviews, 3 background checks, she is here. And Frank, it leads me to this. Who else is here? If not, it's probably not just this renegade couple. There's probably somebody else whose social media would reveal their true beliefs, who we have not checked.
Brian, there are literally countless cases globally. I mean, these embassies and these consulates of ours abroad are flooded with people on a daily basis who are in the same immigration status that Malik was in the months before she came here. We're not going to be able to play catch up with this. It's a mess.
But it's got to change today, and Admiral Kirby indicated it might. It has to. It's up for people to speak up. Frank Wuco, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.
And not just Republicans, Democrats too.